You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another interesting episode of Ask Drone U. Hopefully we can help you better navigate the drone industry. My name is Paul.
My name's Rob. Thank you for joining us, spending a few minutes of your day with us. AskDroneU.com for your questions. Get them in. We want to hear from you.
We definitely do. Today's question, all about understanding how low can you map. We have an alternative solution, Rob. And this alternative solution reminds me of a reel that I posted on my story yesterday, which is a guy trying to order coffee from a barista. And the barista hands him the coffee in the first scene and says, "Merry Christmas." And the guy says, "Well, what if I don't celebrate Christmas? Blah, blah, blah." And in the second scene, she hands him the coffee and she says, "Happy holidays." And he's like, "Well, why can't we just say Merry Christmas?" And in the third scene, she spits in the cup and says, "Go yourself." And he's like, "Finally, good service."
Oh, gosh. No.
I love that one. So we have an alternate route. It will not involve spitting in your coffee, though. So welcome to the show.
Oh, my gosh. On that note.
Let's play that question.
Play that funky question.
Hey Drone U, my name is Mark. I'm a beginner pilot interested in mapping cemeteries for historic preservation. For my use case, I want to fly double grid missions for input into photogrammetry software at low elevations. I have a paired ANAFI and have been frustrated with the available flight planning apps. I've tried multiple desktop and mobile apps as well as hacks with the drone, all with no luck. Pix4D Capture is my go-to app, but it doesn't allow autonomous missions below 10 meters. Before switching to the DJI suite of products, I want to make sure I'm not going to get into the same situation. Any advice on navigating the right mix of drone and app for the hobbyist that wants to do photogrammetry on a budget? Thank you.
Oh, goodness, Mark. Thank you for the question. Thank you very much. You know, I got to say, this is a question that I've not heard before where you're asking, how low can I fly and still map?
Oh,
I thought we assume. Go ahead.
I thought you were going to say you've never heard of someone wanting to map a cemetery.
I don't think I've heard that either.
Well, everyone's just dying to get in there, Rob.
Oh, geez. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Anyways, so the speculation, because I was wondering why would he want to fly that low? Your speculation is that he wants to get the names.
The names on the tombstones or tombstone detail.
Yeah, probably true. So, but does he need to fly that low for that? And
well, okay, so I think it's always good to have a good base layer map. So doing his double grid 25 feet above the trees or mocha, whatever that is going to be a great base setup. Can he map below? He said 10 meters or about, what would that be, 33 feet or so. Will these other third-party apps, even if he's flying DJI, let him fly that low? The answer is nope. So
I didn't know there was a minimum.
There is, yeah. In Pix4D Capture on a Phantom, I think it's 60 feet.
Wow. But
here's the thing. In Pix4D free flight mode, showcasing the benefits of free flight mode here at Ask Drone U, he can fly as low as he wants. And so what I would recommend is that you take certain sections of the cemetery and just fly orbits. Check out our class, comprehensive mapping, and go to the acquisition section where we talk about free flights and talk about the formula for free flights to maintain overlap. But he could fly as low as he wants to, and he can also capture all of that facade data for those tombstones, but he's got to have a base layer map like a double grid to throw it into. And I would recommend doing it with a Phantom. He could probably do it with his ANAFI as well. If you got a good Sony camera, you could do that. Or another alternative, GFY, here's your coffee, is he could take his iPhone on an Osmo. And I do recommend having some sort of gimbal because if there's too much roll in the camera, it won't work. But you could take your camera and walk around with an Osmo and shoot orbits that way as well, and then connect the data. Now, pro level tip for 3D reconstruction, I recommend utilizing the same camera system for your entire data set. Otherwise, you have multiple blocks and blocking errors, and you're going to have weird holes in your map in certain places. So for example, with a Phantom, if you shot your double grid with a Phantom, fly the free flight with a Phantom. If you have the Anafi, and which Anafi do you have? Because the Anafi AI is actually really good and has free flight mode built into it. It's called free lapse mode. You could use that mode, fly your double grid, do your free laps on the ground, pair everything together. If it doesn't actually take all the data and make one 3D model, then check out exercise number 3 in our mapping class about how you can merge 2 data sets. I can't remember if it was a webinar or advanced mapping resources, but I went over another methodology, and I don't think it's in the course. It's called aligning data. So there's merging 2 projects into one, but then there's aligning data, which you can run step 1 in Pix4D Mapper with all of the images, and then create manual tie points, essentially like legs of a table, and distribute them throughout your map. And then you can get all the data to align together into one 3D model. But boom, there you go.
So for the double grid, what elevation should he be at?
Oh, I mentioned that he should be 25 feet above MoCA. Minimum obstacle clearance altitude.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be the best. I know he wants to fly really low, but again, with facade data, I'm guessing he wants tombstone information. You're going to be wanting, a higher oblique tilt. You're going to be wanting to shoot orbits. And so that's why I mentioned aligning the orbital data set into the double grid to make it look nice and peachy clean.
So essentially, also what I hear you saying is that his concern with the not having access to all the third-party apps, it doesn't really matter. He can do it without all that.
If it's the Anafi AI, yes.
I think that's what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's called free lapse mode. It's right by the time lapse mode, just FYI. So, and It's the same as free flight, where it measures how much you move and it snaps the shutter. So yeah.
Awesome.
Check it out. And don't forget the rules of acquisition and highly oblique settings, like don't ever get sky in the imagery, and ensure that 20% of the image is referenced by the ground. That's going to do it for our show today. Check out the comprehensive mapping course, where you can learn to create just about any deliverable. And we go over multiple types of photogrammetric software. That's going to do it for us today. My name is Paul.
I'm Rob.
This is Ask Drone U.